All right. What up, Copy Squad? We're going to do the how to critique emails thing. Jump on this market phenomenon with both feet now. How to line your pockets, even in today's economy. Discover this once-in-a-generation wealth-building market pattern. Rare wealth-generating market pattern finally surfaces. Folks could lock up to 8,000% every time this market pattern appeared. Okay, what's the first line? Today, Stephen McBride is revealing a market pattern that could line your pockets. Good. Like, that's a disrupt. Today, something's happening, something that I care about. It could line my pockets. I said, okay, interesting. What's in it for me? And a short, punchy start. I mean, I mentioned at the beginning of the last one, just look at the shape of this email. Look at the shape of it. Look at the shape of this email. Look at the shape of this email. And look at the shape of this email. Can you see the difference? Do you see the density in the copy? Doesn't this feel a lot fatter? Doesn't this feel more dense, more solid? Doesn't this feel a lot more flowing? Just the eyeballs, the ocular experience of it. All right, cool. Dude, this actually is not that easy to get the comment and make it so you can read this. All right, he's revealing a market pattern. It doesn't matter that stocks are plummeting, inflation is rising, or a recession is just around a corner, because in just a minute, you're going to discover the precise market pattern, how every time the pattern has appeared, folks had a shot to lock in gains of gain in just a matter of months, and how you can use this pattern to grow your wealth during the worst market conditions, including right now. Now, you see the difference already in the structure of this. He introduces a market pattern, and he says, it doesn't matter what's happening, because in a minute, you're going to understand this market pattern. So look, pattern, good. All right, good. One idea. We're just talking about one thing. My other comment. This time you are teasing out the pattern instead of topic hopping and pivoting. So this is better. So we disrupt with this good disrupt, and now we're going to expand on the disrupt. We're going to intrigue whatever we started our disrupt on, which was the pattern. So now we're going to intrigue. We're going to tease out whatever that topic is that we introduce, and that's exactly what happened here. But the world's most predictable market pattern doesn't stay open for long. Oh, so here's the intrigue where we expand on that disrupt. And now here is the click. We can already sense the urgency being baked into the copy for a click. Once it shuts, it could take at least another 10 years before it comes around again. So I said this entire email is one idea, which is exactly what you want. The lucky few who take advantage while the window is open have gone on to line their pockets with life-changing wealth. Notice how this ties right back to the opening line. One idea. That's why Stephen himself has almost all of his money poured into this one thing. That's the one edit that I made. He had it left with this, which is, I don't like the words this and that, just especially left to operate on their own. It drives me nuts. So I put this one thing. I call this poor man's intrigue. So before your window to this opportunity slams shut for another generation, discover the market pattern that can make you rich now, or jump on this market phenomenon with both feet now. I don't think you need two CTAs because these both say the same thing. But you'd probably, if you want to test two, there's a saying, test screams, not whispers. These are whispers. The difference between the two is negligible. They say the same thing. All right. So this is a good email. Now let's recap. We've got subject lines that jibe with the opening line. Okay. So we're not even talking copy yet. Does the disrupt appeal to the reader and actually disrupt? Yeah. Today, this dude's going to give you something that'll give you what you want. All right, I'm listening. Now he's going to expand on that thing and tease it. That's the intrigue section. Now here's the click section. This is all just building the FOMO and anxiety around the click. All right? Then the actual call to action. One other note, we generally do 3 hyperlinks. Just a little one at the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom. One at the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom. Okay? All right, let's check out the next one. All right, here we go. I think this is the one that it's the one I've edited. So, all right. While the market tanks and investors panic, there are 10 groundbreaking tech companies clearly winning that could do 10, 20, even 100 extra investment in the coming months and years. Okay, so this is an example of what I was talking about before. I didn't create this break, but he had the forethought that this is too long of a sentence, so he broke it here, which is fine. While this happens, there's something for you. So this is the disrupt, which is solid. I like this. Look, I wrote this is good. Why is it good? Because he doesn't really tell us what it is specifically, but there are 10 groundbreaking tech companies. That's a little counterintuitive because the market's tanking, investors are panicking, and tech companies are actually eating it right now in the markets. So there's something interesting here to the reader that would do something for them. You've got my attention. The other question is, does it jibe with the subject line? So I see right here, ground floor and new tech titans. Okay. Tech titans. Okay. Secret of spotting next 42,000. This is old school copy. We barely do that anymore. Could be looking at 10, 20, 100x gains. Okay. Clear money making winners of the day and their symbols. Okay, so these are all fine. These all jibe. These all make sense. If they clicked one of these, this would be a sensible line to open with. So disrupt. Check. Now, what is the subject of this email? 10 groundbreaking tech companies. So the first hyperlink, grab the top 10 tech assets to invest in today. Cool. Right there's hyperlink. So we need to expand on this 10 groundbreaking tech companies and go into intrigue. But I thought tech companies were tanking. Well, remember the dot-com bubble? Turns out it was easy to spot the winners. eBay 10x'd, Amazon doubling its sales, and Nvidia added 94% to their bottom line. It's just that everyone was afraid and nobody looked, okay? I don't like that. But at that time, everybody was afraid and nobody looked, which gave savvy investors the chance to pocket a fortune. All right, cool. Today, eBay has returned over 2,000. Amazon has lined pockets with gains as high as 23,000. Nvidia delivered 42,627%. So that's where this number up here came from. To those wise enough to jump in while it was establishing itself as the clear winner in its space, the same thing is happening today. Okay, so we're talking about 10 groundbreaking tech companies. So in order to introduce our 10 groundbreaking tech companies, he introduced tech companies of the past, and I was going to tie it to today. I added this line. Most folks just don't know where or how to look for them. Stephen McBride has identified 3 signs of fundamental conviction. I don't like signs, let's say signals. 3 signals of fundamental conviction that precisely pinpoint exactly who the next tech titans of tomorrow are. Okay, cool. So there, he's got all this stuff. Now, there's a little bit of a logical leap here. The reader does have to sort of make the connection that the fundamental conviction would have helped them find these guys, the old ones. And they are pointing to, okay, yeah. And then I added this line because I was like, this is the thing. Like, it didn't connect. I added this line, and they are pointing to at least 10 different winners you could jump into today. When you get in right now, you could be looking at 10x, 20x, even 100x returns in the coming months. Grab all 10 symbols, get in on the ground floor, new tech titans tomorrow. Okay. So again, looking at when we're critiquing this, the thing that I'm looking for, was there a disrupt that interested the reader? Yeah. Did I expand on the subject of the disrupt? I'd say this is kind of sloppy, but I think if you're just reading this, you get it. You just get it. He doesn't do a great job of tying the fact that the 10 of today are just like them, except for this line, the same thing is happening today. And then, so this is a little bit loose, but I feel like it's implied, and a reasonably intelligent person would know what's happening. Okay, so that's this email. And does he do a good job building up the FOMO, anxiety, or urgency to click right now? I'd say, yeah. So look, he's got the 3 signals. He's identified the 3 signals. There's 10 winners. You could get in right now and get these gains. So notice the different like urgency sort of plays here, right? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and we'll bounce into the next one. So again, I'm trying to show you how to critique. Remember why we're here. We're here to learn how to critique the emails. We're not even talking copy. I'm not sitting here going like, what's the power word here? What's the power word there? What's the Nesby this? Like, Nesby is, it's important. You got to know how to do that. You got to know what words to be selecting. But first, before you start going in there, like, you need to know, did you even write a good email? Right? Like, is it even structured to make any sense? All right, let's look at this one. Grab the next money line trade, new money line trade, new trades available. Are you going to skip this incredible trade opportunity? See the specific company the money line is currently pointing at. All right, body text. Grab the next money line trade now. Cool. There's a disrupt there. There's a trade for you, and it's a money line trade. Sounds like it's interesting. Sounds like it's got some money for you. The last times we saw a money line opportunity, folks who jumped in had the chance to pocket returns of this, and even this in a matter of months. I made one slight edit. And the edit I made here, I wanted to pluralize from last time to last times. Because if I say last time we saw it, that makes it an absolute. And what do I mean by absolute? That means it has to be a literal truth. If I say something like times becomes more vague. and gives me more wiggle room in terms of like compliance. He's asking for charts here. So I just made a little note. You have to make sure Tyler has this stuff in the queue for design. Like he has to design this stuff or have it in the queue for production to design it if we want to have this be part of this email. Now there's a new money line trade waiting for you. Great. What a perfect jump. All right. So look, you've got the disrupt. Get this thing. Now, what is this thing? Right? What is a money line trade? So you got my attention. You disrupt. Then this is the tease about what a money line trade is. Could get you a bunch of money. Now we're going straight to click. There's one waiting for you now. Right? My only feedback is I love it. It's perfect. So if you'd like to see the specific trade the money line is currently pointing at, click here now. Right? So there it is. There's your click action. See how short? What is this? Now let's count the CTA. And the thing is, like these words don't even count either. So let's count them out here. This first part, 43 words, 35 words, right? So less than 80, about 80 words. Not even, because CTA 1 was counted in there. So about 80 words for this email. See how simple? And again, all I'm doing is like, did you write the email correctly? That's how I'm reviewing it. Did you give me a congruent subject line to disrupt line? Did your disrupt actually intrigue me? Like, does your disrupt actually give me something that I would care to read about? And then once you disrupted, did you stick to that subject and actually move forward with it? Right? Did you stick to one subject and actually move forward with it? So what I want to do now is I'm going to go to that copy review channel that I put together. And I said people could submit to this cause. All right. Let's see what some of the... Now we're going to break them down and use the same rules. Let's see what we got going on here. Subject. Naturally younger skin in 7 days. I mean, that's... Again, forget the copy. Forget, like, is that a good subject line or not? I don't know. I don't think so. All right. We're super excited to share this with you because in as little as 7 days, this 4-step routine has been shown to smooth, soften, nourish, revitalize your skin to look younger. Okay, cool. So this works. This works. This disrupt works. It's congruent with the subject line. Now the next thing, are they going to stick with the subject and as they intrigue? And this, look at here. We got a little bit of craziness with all the CTAs, a little bit tight here, right? And this simple up-to-the-minute routine can even help you meet all your skincare goals in less than 14 days. There's no need to bullet this. Also, you've confused the subject. You've confused the topic by going from 7 days to 14 days and introduced this new concept of skincare goals. So we got a new topic. There's a new concept. This is what I'm talking about. One idea. All right, so let me actually zoom in for you folks. All right, so like what is this idea? Your skincare goals. My skincare goal is younger skin in 7 days. 4 steps are all you need to keep your skin feeling firm, supple, and full of vitality. The best part can be used on normal or dry skin. Okay. These incredible formulas draw from deep wisdom of, it seems a little bit wonky, 1,700 years of testing to back them up. That seems a little bit, I mean, I don't really care. Completely natural and wonderfully simple. That's nice. Learn more here. So this stuff feels a little bit, I don't know if I care much about this or it doesn't really bring me any value. It doesn't inherent value for a useful skincare routine, right? Like Mary Kay doesn't, Maybelline doesn't say, we've got 17,000 years of testing. Like, no, what, 17,000 years? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even make sense, right? So it's weird. Learn more here. So this click kind of sucks. I would like to see or feel some FOMO or anxiety or urgency. Yes, most people have skincare routines that are complicated, unnecessary, and even unnatural. Come and see how the simple switch is already changing lives. So one angle you could go with is completely natural, right? You could plant some urgency by suggesting that whatever alternatives are out there are unhealthy, unnatural, dangerous, counterproductive. Cool. All right, so that's one that was submitted. Let's see another one was submitted. All right, but let's recap here. Disrupt, it was not bad. Intrigue kind of got a little bit wonky. Like it kind of went off track. Like why did we introduce 14 days? What are skincare goals? This is cool. This use it on normal dry skin is cool. Incredible formulas to draw deep wisdom. Like, what the shit? Like, what? I just want to not get wrinkles. This doesn't mean anything to me. 17,000 years of testing. What does that mean? Like, that's the big question. Like, what does that even mean? All right, my subject line, new routine switch up for younger skin. All right, so there's the subject line. You can't stop the aging process, but you can make one simple routine change. Okay, so I'm gonna accept this because it's talking about switch up for the subject and then making a change. So cool. You can make one simple routine change that can make you look several years younger. Cool. So it's a good disrupt. Good disrupt. Because it makes sense, right? I mean, it's like it appeals to the reader and it honors the subject line, honors the click. Not with extra creams or serums, okay, but something that treats from the inside. Treats exactly. All right. Already benefiting the lucky few who've discovered it. See what they're saying here. That's premature. That feels like a reach. Good work, though. Just don't wait too long. Your skin is aging every second. All right. That's good. Cool. Good. Now, here at New Nordic, we create clever combinations of plant and green. What the shit that keep us beautiful as we age? And it's just a simple 2-day process that could take 10 seconds. You can do this. Here's the thing. You can't stop aging. What? This is a second email. This is a new email. Like, you set up the click right here. And then you just, what is this? What is any of this, right? We're talking about a switch up. Here's the switch up, something that treats from the inside. So it's kind of it's a weird intrigue, but it's intrigue. And then you have a cool click urgency piece, and then you just drop all this. See, again, like, I don't even read in the copy. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and critique the words. The email doesn't make sense. You started a new email, all right? Yeah. So this email is not strong. It's got a couple topics, and there's nothing really in here. If it's not creams or serums, but treats from the inside, was it a shot in your butt? Like, what? Yeah, so this email, see all the problems there and where they came from? Again, so see how easy it is to critique these emails. I don't even have to, what's this thing? Good click rate. It has a good click rate. Well, that's good. So it has a good clicker. So I guess this one worked. So I didn't like about this one is I had too many topics, but the subject line or the title says good click rate. All right, fine lines and wrinkles set 2. I can't edit this one, but I can zoom in and just go over it. Your skincare routine is useless. Sorry. All right, cool. We're sorry to tell you this, but you may as well go ahead and throw your current skincare routine away. It's time we revealed the only skincare solution you'll ever need. I don't think this works. The reason this doesn't work, in my opinion, is because it doesn't give me any reason to believe you. Right? I like this idea, the only skincare you'll ever need, but like, what do you know about my routine, motherfucker? I've done all the research. I've done this for 10 years, and I still look like I'm 12, right? This can wind back the clock 5, 10, 20 years. That's cool. Follow a link. You'll find everything you need for what you need today. Don't have to spend a buckload, time-consuming, or stockpile. We already have examples of people with ageless skin. Is that a thing? Ageless skin. That this 4-step process, because everyone's got age. Even a 2-year-old, the age is 2. And it works consistently every single time. Cool. If you just switch up your routine for a simple 4-step process, you'll have exactly what you need to get ageless skin you kill for, winding the clock back several years. In fact, you could potentially see the benefits in those 1 week. This is how. All right, cool. The clicking, 1, 2, 3, tight. Stop spending so much on expensive routine you don't need. Keep it simple. Click here now. Okay, so this is your clicks section. It's fine. Your intrigue section is fine. I think your disrupt hurts. Falls flat. Just because I don't have any reason to believe you. But it does honor the subject line. So there. So see? Let's see the next one. All right, let's see what these are about. America's Nightmare Winter is a financial promo. America's winter could be harder than ever. It's coming. Will you be ready? Most antisocial rich guy makes a rare announcement. We're about to enter some of the most difficult years in American history. Our economic fortune of the past 50 years is about to take a major turn, caused by 2 inevitable trends colliding with one another. All right, so the winter makes sense here. This is not bad. It's about to take a major turn. All right, so you got my attention. What's the major turn? Caused by 2 inevitable. So we're in the intrigue section here. We're now intriguing. Millions of unsuspecting Americans will have no choice but to pay the price. Cool. You might not believe what I've just said, which is a wasted line. In fact, I've made 3 similar, just say predictions, bruh. In my 50-year career, the Japanese stock crash, NASDAQ plummeting 80%, and the stock market falling 50%. And those 3 ignored warnings were right on the mark. This is just a little bit wordy, like just wordy. So let's take this to the suggestion. We're about to enter some of the most difficult years in American history. Our good economic fortune the past 50. I don't want to say, so this is an echo. You got years and years. So now we're getting into the copy. Now we're editing copy. Decades is about to take a major turn, caused by two inevitable trends. So we introduce the trends and then we pivot. So that's a mark against. All right, it's not a good, that's a mark against. This is a wasted line. I've made 3 similar predictions. Why 50-year again? Yeah, now we got all sorts of, I don't know, we got all sorts of like echo. Like it just seems like the same words popping up. The imminent Japanese crash. That doesn't make any sense. Imminent means about to happen now. NASDAQ plummeting 80% in 2000, stock market falling 50%. And why along with? Why do copywriters do this? Just say and. And those 3, no one knows if they were ignored or not. I expect my 4th and final prediction to be no different. So this email is about predictions, but that's not how it started. It started with the fortune is about to turn. You mention the trends and then pivot away. Say Americans are going to get hurt. That's why I put together this urgent presentation, which includes my 4 recommended steps every American should take immediately. Okay? To protect from the doom these 2 inevitable trends colliding will cause. I mean, inevitable trends. You don't need to say it. Click here to access the presentation. So, I mean, just see, it's just bulky. Lots of echo, like just repeating unnecessary words. And then it doesn't really have like a common thread. Like it gets messy. It kind of comes together with the predictions. So you don't need to know the trends. The trends are irrelevant. Look, let's talk about it. I'm going to remove the trends because they're extraneous. They clutter up the thing. Our good economic fortune of the past 5 decades is about to take a major turn, and millions of unsuspecting Americans will have no choice but to pay the price. I've made 3 similar predictions over my 50-year career. The Japanese stock crash, NASDAQ plummeting in 2000, and the stock market falling 50%, and 10 million Americans losing their homes in 2007. Those 3 warnings were right on the mark. I expect my 4th and final prediction to be no different. Folks who ignore me, check this out. Folks who ignore me this time may never recover. Right? That's why I put together this urgent presentation, which includes my 4 recommended steps every American should take immediately take today to protect their money, protect their family from the doom this next, not event. That's a terrible word choice, Kyle. Market or fudge. Like the word winter appears up here. We can just use it here. Now we can bring it in here from the subject line. There. Now your email doesn't suck. And notice though what I did to make it not suck. So Christian's here. He says, hey, that's mine. The reason your email doesn't suck anymore is because I removed all the excess threads. You have threads of trends. You have threads about the most difficult years in American history. And like the trends thing, I think is what really had to go. You're confusing the subject. Like, what are we talking about? We're not talking about trends. We're talking about the winter itself. So I'm going to keep the subject on the winter. That's it. And it's not even about the winter. What the actual topic of this email is this guy is making a prediction and he's done it before. So everything needs a focus on that. Let's go to the next one. One of the biggest economic collapses could repeat itself. Is this the end of the land of opportunity? This is Sir Walter Raleigh. He was granted 40. Oh, God damn it. I already hate this. He was granted 40. I can already tell you I hate this as soon as I read these like first 4 words. 42,000 acres of fertile land across Ireland's river. Oh, what the fuck am I reading? But one day he lost it all. The economics of his estate collapsed, causing locals to turn against him, forcing Raleigh to give up. What am I reading? Forcing Raleigh to give up the home he exhausted himself for just £1,500, millions in today's time. According to my research, I suspect something similar is about to happen. What the fuck? We're going to get evicted? What's about to happen? All right, so now let's look at our rules and why. One of the biggest economic collapses could repeat itself. Cool. Where's the disrupt? This is Sir Walter Raleigh. If Sir Walter Raleigh isn't standing outside my fucking door with a Publishers Clearinghouse check right now, I don't give a shit. All right? This is Sir Walter Raleigh. He was granted 42,000 acres. That's where you lost me. You lost me immediately as soon as I started reading that. All right, now let's go back to the pros, okay? What does the pros do? While the markets tank, investors panic, 10 groundbreaking tech companies clearly winning that could give you 10x, 20x, 100x your investment. All right, what else are the pros, right? Grab the next money line trade now. Last times we saw a money line opportunity, Folks who jumped in had the chance to make gains. Okay, cool. All right, let's go over here. This is from Copy Squad Lite submission. All right. We're super excited to share this with you. In 7 days, this 4-step routine can do this. Do you see the pattern when it works? Do you see the pattern when it works? Even in this one. All right. If we go back, our good economic fortune the past 5 decades is about to take a major turn, and millions of unsuspecting Americans with no choice to pay the price. Do you see the cadence of how to properly do a disrupt? Do you see the rapidity, how fast you need to do this? All right. Now look at this. This is Sir Walter Raleigh. He was granted a bunch. One day he lost. Why do I care? Do you see the difference in the examples I just showed you and this? All right. We'll do one more. All right. This doesn't look terrible. I mean, all right. I'll tell you a couple things. All right. This one's already got some feedback. I don't like the shape of it. I can just look at it and see I don't like the shape of it. It doesn't look good. All right. Let's just have a look. One mistake from the deadly trio will kill your business. Cool. If you want to start a successful business, then you need to know about the deadly trio. Nah, I think this is already done. Like, who are we talking to? All right. Does anyone who wants to start a successful? I mean, okay, well, I'll humor you, because these are the 3 mistakes that hold back most businesses from reaching 6 figures. 6 figures is not a lot. 6 figures is not a business. 6 figures is a personal income. In fact, it's no surprise to me that barely anyone knows about these errors. All right, at least you're sticking to it. Despite being in the business for years now, it was only recently I discovered them for myself. And although they are pretty obvious and therefore often overlooked, I've seen hundreds of business owners make just one of the 3 mistakes, and it has stopped their entire business from making a single sale. That's not a business. That's hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars poured into your business only for you to make a single mistake and have it all gone. Yeah, this email, I think what makes this email not work is because whoever you're talking to isn't a real person. This doesn't work because it just doesn't, like, this is a make-believe email. Like, it's just like there's nothing here. Maybe there's something to this deadly trio. Let's talk about the structure, though. This is fine. The intrigue is there. It's not strong. I think the problem is every line when I read stuff like your business didn't make 6 figures, like, that's not a business problem. This is a good click section. So cool. Like, you've got the right ideas, but the content that you're creating here is just not good. And what I mean by that is, like, I could tell as soon as you said 3 mistakes keep businesses from reaching 6 figures. Dude, that's not a business. All right, moving on. Well, I hope you got something out of this. I hope it taught you something about how to critique emails. It's a little bit longer than I wanted to do, but I hope you see now the subject, like the way that I do it is you approach the subject line and you look at the disrupt, and then you want to find out if it's a good disrupt that appeals to the reader. And then you want to say, okay, what does this disrupt appeal to the reader, and does it honor the subject line? Then you want to sort of scan the intrigue and be like, does the intrigue expand on one idea and keep it to a singular thread? And if not, can we eliminate the extraneous threads? And then you want to start building anxiety or urgency or FOMO around the click. And that can take 2, 3, 4 lines if you want it to. And then call for the click. Generally, we have one at the top, one hyperlink at the top, one in the middle, and one at the very end with a direct call to action saying, click here now. So those are the rules, right? And I want you to sort of approach when you're helping other people. If you're not doing it right, you're not helping them. You're just sending them. This is where blind leading the blind can be a problem. So make sure you're approaching it with these rules and with this sort of approach whenever you look at other people's emails. First, look at the structure. First, look at the argument that they're making before you start dissecting the copy. Once you get the argument into coherence, then you can sharpen the copy itself. So I hope this was useful. That's all I got. Thanks so much for tuning in, and peace out, Copy Squad.